It's a small goat. Fantastic. Welcome, everyone. I am the creative Contessa. We are at Pennsic, and wow, the glare is so hard here. I am up here in. Why are you making that face?
That says we've been live for 110 hours, 57 minutes. 56 seconds.
That's very interesting,
Yeah.
right? We have not. So welcome to Pennsic. We are in the marketplace, and I am here today at Earth and Loom, and I have several amazing artisans we're going to be talking to today about their wares. I'm going to educate you on aspects of historical craftsmanship that I'm pretty certain are going to be surprising to you because they were surprising to me. So first stop in this amazing little shop of wonders is the ceramics, and we have darn it, Eleanor. Yes, this is Lady Eleanor in the SCA, Susan Blair outside of the SCA, and she has done some amazing research into ancient crafts and ancient crafts made out of ceramics. And so we're going to educate you a little bit on cookware and ways of lighting and styles of making ceramic patterns that I didn't even know about before yesterday. So this is pretty amazing. So we're going to start back in time, I think, actually, because it just kind of makes sense. So the first thing that my eyes fell on when I walked into the shop were the testa. These things are amazing. And I don't know what you all might think they are. I walked in and thought it was a curfew, actually. It's not a curfew, although it looks very similar. What are these?
This is a Roman bread oven.
So cool.
And I started making these just a few years ago when a gentleman who tests all of my stuff out for me asked. Basically, it's very heavy clay, very low fire, so it won't break apart in the with the heat differential. Nice. So these go directly in the fire. They get buried in the coals until they're completely preheated, after which they are dusted off. And your bread dough goes on the plate, that goes on top, and it forms an oven. And then more coals get set in here. This is how the Roman legionnaires baked the bread on the trail.
So so each piece is taken apart, placed in coals, and then pulled out.
Yes.
Wow, so it's not just heated up as one unit. That's pretty cool.
It is heated up either separately or as a unit, but the whole thing needs to be heated up.
Right,
as
top,
one.
bottom, and everything.
Yes, all of it as one, so it doesn't crack.
It's funny. Of course, this is for coals. I thought, wow, what neat fluting, so decorative, but duh, it's not just decorative, right?
Yes.
It's for the coals.
Yes.
So have you tried baking bread in this?
My friend has. He has had a great deal of success in it.
Wow.
I don't cook.
Fair enough. You do. You cook clay.
Well, yeah,
you cook clay.
Very high temperature and very, very crunchy.
Right, exactly. Not tasty, but it makes tasty things. So, some people have never cooked in fire. I have, and there's a lot of lessons learned. So, you said coals. Can it also go into flame, or should it be coals only when you're preheating it?
I would suggest coals only when preheating it. The flame can be a little bit too uneven for the heating. What we're trying to do is equalize the temperature differential, which means we want to make sure we don't get any sudden bursts of heat or bursts of cold.
Right, so you want it to be even.
Yes.
So it's not the heat per se, but it's the fluctuation that could be problematic.
It's the fluctuation, yes.
Got it.
When I fired this, I mixed a lot of sawdust into the clay, which burns out when it fires.
Oh.
But that leaves a lot of tiny voids in this. So when it's being used, you can just hear a faint crackling and popping, but because it is very, very porous, it's almost like a sponge.
Right.
It won't break apart so easily.
Oh, that's interesting. And actually, now that you say that, I can see in the pattern, right? You can actually see what was once upon a time sawdust.
Yes.
That is
Yes.
wow. Is that a brain stroke you had on your own, or is that something we found in the archaeological record?
This is something that's been found in the archaeological record. Wares like this, where there'll be a lot of sand, crushed seashell, just about anything that will open up the clay body.
Right, because clay is very dense, right? Yeah.
Whether it burns out or not. So it's called a tempering agent.
Tempering agent.
Because it tempers the response of the clay.
Right, that makes total sense, because otherwise her arms are about to.
It is heavy.
It is heavy. It's great for a workout as a baker. So the adorable little knob in the top. What is its purpose?
That is a steam vent.
Okay.
Because some folks are talking about doing sourdough bread in it. And the
Right.
sourdough, you want the nice chewy crust.
Right, right.
So at one point you're going to pop this out and let the steam dissipate.
Right, so that you can actually get a browning in the crust.
So you can get the crust.
Wow.
Yes.
And is the original, does the original also have this little thing, or was that something you added because for modern
That
purposes?
one's a bit more problematic. I've had some difficulties finding a lot of evidence as to what these were.
Right, right.
We see references in the historical records in contemporary documents to them.
Right.
But we don't find a whole lot of extant pieces because,
Right.
among other things, it's extremely fragile for shipping it and carrying it around.
And if it just gets buried in the earth and tossed in a midden, it's
It'll
going to
get
crush basically
crunched
into
up,
dust.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what is the evidence then? Is it visual, like you see it in frescoes, or?
Mostly, you see it as literary references, just comments, inventories from the Roman legionnaires.
Right. Yeah, inventories, as you all know, I love inventories. I love me a good inventory. Great reading, right?
Yes.
And apparently, and actually never occurred to me that inventories from the Roman legionnaires had actually survived. So that's really exciting.
Some of it's arrived.
Well, no, I mean,
Yes.
obviously not.
Yes.
Not every piece of
Yes.
paper.
So, the other piece I believe you were looking at was the Anthrachia.
Yes.
And the alembic.
Yes.
And-
So then, keeping in the theme of cooking things, so there is this gorgeous Anthrachia. Tell me about this beautiful little thing.
Now, it's a very simple form. This is a charcoal stove. In the late archaic period of Greece, we saw the rise of the Greek city-states, and we also then saw an increase in the urban population. Well, most traditional cooking is done over open fires in a hearth, and that doesn't fly so well in an apartment complex.
It really does not.
So we saw then a subsequent rise in the use of charcoal as a cooking fuel.
Right.
And then you got the development then of these simple containers for the charcoal with a pot sitting on top,
Like so.
like so. And I wish I had called up the image on my computer because this form then became a lot more elaborate. The top of it, just simple, didn't change, but the base in some cases, became pretty high
Wow.
in order to lift it off the ground enough to ease the cook's back.
Right. So you're not crouched over the ground.
Right, and the base then became a basis for decoration.
Of course it did.
I
Can't
did-
have all that blank space. Not when you can put sassy little boys on it or something.
I did make one that was highly carved and decorated.
Right.
That was made out of, quite literally, my Laurel's backyard.
Nice.
She and her husband
That is so poetic.
dug a fish pond, and they ran into traditional Ohio yellow clay that anybody from Ohio will remember that from the stains on their clothes as kids.
Right.
And it fired up beautifully.
Oh my gosh, that's so lucky.
So it was my first time working
Thank God
with
they dug a
wild clay.
fish pond, eh?
Yes, yes.
And what happened to that beautiful piece? Did it sell? Is someone using it?
It is still in my workshop, and we haven't tried it yet. It's something we're waiting to have a big party and try it out.
Wow.
I told him, with all the effort I put into this, get me good and drunk first,
Just in case something goes wrong.
just in case.
You can't, if it breaks, you don't want to cry, you want to laugh because you're so inebriated that nothing matters,
Yes,
right? I
yes.
understand that.
I'll
So-
happily make more.
So you might be interested
Okay.
to know that in the same era in Korea, they're designing charcoal stoves just like this, and they also eventually make them so that they're this tall off the ground. And we know that because they bury them in mass with their royalty and their aristocracy. So we have literally thousands of these things.
Which would be how they survive the historical record much better.
Right.
Okay, that makes sense.
They literally get entombed with their entire household of household goods just in case. You never know what you might need in the afterlife.
I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna have fun with that one.
You should.
Yes.
Sheila era pottery. It's black ware. I don't know what the soil is. I don't know what kind of clay they're using, but it's black. It's all black, and it's some of it's very ornate. Like exactly the stands. Like, well, we've got this big.
yeah.
We've got this much space of clay. Let's cut lots of little holes in it in different patterns because
And do lots of carving and applique work.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then we're going to bury it. So have you used this any of these for cooking yet?
I
yourself?
have used these a number of times. I've also sold quite a few of them.
Right.
So these do work, just a matter of putting a pile of sand in it to help,
Okay.
again, with that heat differential.
Right. So the sand,
Yes.
the sand is in the. You put
Sand and sawdust is in the clay body,
Right,
and
right.
then I just put a fistful of sand, just pile it up in the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
and that helps to insulate the rest of the vessel from having live coals sitting right in
right.
them.
So you put sand here for cooking. I mean, right?
Yes, for
put,
cooking.
Put sand in the bottom.
Yes.
And then put live coals in it.
And then put the live coals in it, yes.
So keep that in mind, because this style of cold charcoal stove continues into the medieval period.
Mm-hmm.
So recommended use, sand and then coals to prevent massive differentials. And so these holes are for oxygen to be able to reach
This
the
is
charcoal.
oxygen to reach the charcoal.
Right.
Yes.
And then, so was this designed to actually be a cooking pot, or is this just decorative upon it? Because
That is designed to be a cooking
Oh,
pot.
wow.
Just like a small saucepan.
this is gorgeous.
Thank you.
This is beautiful. I mean, I mean, look at this as a combination. It just complements
Mm-hmm.
itself so well. But I would use it. I would definitely use it. 1,000,000%. So this is called an anthracia.
That is an
in-
anthracia, also charcoal stove.
And that dates, this one particular, does it date from a particular
This one
period?
in particular, this style in particular, is dating to the archaic period. We're looking at perhaps 6th to 5th century.
Right, so just before
BC.
the golden era, basically,
Yes.
the golden age, yep.
Yes.
Wow, I definitely need one of those. And need is definitely the right word. Okay, and everyone, have we had any questions, Handsome?
Nope, good one. It's all about the base.
It's all about the base.
It's all about
It's
the
all
base.
about the base.
Yes.
And don't drop this base, please. Okay, now this piece, this actually caught my eye from the street way out there. I'm gonna ask. No, wait. Let me know if any of you know what this is, and I'll give them. We can go ahead and we'll go ahead and chime in. So, what is this?
This is called an alembic.
Yes.
This is the top portion of a medieval pot still.
Yep. So for those who don't know, distillation is invented by the Arabs in like the end of the first millennium. It's a process that they designed because it's actually for medicinal and religious purposes, for the purification of materials. And this alembic is based on what?
This is based on a number of manuscripts from the medieval time period. The materials are usually either clay or glass. I chose clay because
Yeah,
I
because
don't work in glass.
you are a clay baker, not a glass burner. So this is really interesting. So can you talk about the structure, and I'll go ahead
Okay.
and show it to them.
So this fits over a boiling vessel. The vapors collect on the inside, and because the clay body is cooler, it condenses. And does this work? Can you see from the inside?
He'll show it.
Position it, yes.
So
You can see the inside, the rim curls under. So when it is sitting on the pot, that forms a channel. So the liquid condenses, it runs down into the channel, and then it comes out the spout.
And what I couldn't tell, I was trying to see, is this designed to be on a slight incline so that as it's sitting, this side is a little bit lower than this side? Or does it just naturally find its way out?
It's just naturally going to find its way out.
And then of course it spouts into another vessel.
It will spout into another vessel. And distillation of alcohol is not encouraged, but I will say throw away the first drippings.
And why should you throw away the first drippings?
The first drippings of alcohol are going to be methanol, so it will be toxic.
Oh,
So
see?
you want to throw the first away and drink the next.
Yes. So if you decide to engage in distillation, first dripping of alcohol, first
rid of.
dripping should be discarded. Methanol. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I wonder what poor bastard learned that the hard way.
Well, all the bathtub gin from the
Causes people to go
Prohibition
blind.
era and people going blind
Going blind, of course.
from not throwing away the first drippings.
Right. That's what
Okay.
it's about.
So
Cornelia
this-
asks if this would be used to make essential oils as well.
Yes, it would be.
And what's the process there?
The process there would be in your heating vessel
Mm-hmm.
is going to be your plant material.
Right.
And it's going to be taken to a different temperature so that it's the oils that are being vaporized rather than boiling out the aqueous portions.
Interesting. So is the plant material in a solution? Is it in water or is it just the plant material?
I think it is just the plant material. It's not something that I've done.
Right. So, wow, that's interesting. Because, of course, that's why you have a hydrosol or an essential oil. So it's all about the temperature.
Yes.
I always wondered about that. I'm like, how do you convince the petal to give up one or the other? It's a temperature thing, but this can be used for that as well.
That can be used for that as well. The smaller ones would have been in apothecaries. Also the glass. The glass vessels would have been in the apothecaries for purity. These ceramic vessels, the largest one I made that I'm sorry, I sold.
How dare you sell your wares?
It was much bigger, and those would have been used for drinking alcohol.
Right. So not medicinal, not something really precious.
Not so much medicinal.
Right.
It would have been for Agate, water of life.
The water of life, yes. So yeah, have you made the rest of the stove?
I have not made the rest. This is something brand new. I just made these. In fact, I have them out being tested right now. The lady who bought it, I did explain to her, I've never used them before. These are testing. She said, that's fine.
Wow.
So she'll let me know.
Wow. So it's glazed on the inside.
It is glazed on the inside. It is unglazed on the outside.
And what does that do? The one versus the other.
It's more than anything, it's a aesthetic thing. The glazing on the inside is a sanitary thing, and that in fact is modern.
Right.
A lot of the pieces I do that are glazed on the inside, it is for modern sensibilities.
Right.
In period, this probably would not have been glazed.
Got it. It would therefore be porous, at least somewhat.
If it's fired high enough, it would not be porous.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
The clay, when it's taken up to a high enough temperature, the clay body itself begins to what we call sinter. It begins to just barely melt and form a monoblock.
Right.
Basically.
So it's like what happens to sand when you turn it into glass.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes. So it's not going to be absorbent.
Okay, that was what I was thinking. Like, ooh, because the glaze keeps it from being absorbent for certain.
Right.
So if you don't have the glaze, I was thinking, but then won't your distillates get absorbed by the pottery? But obviously not.
They would not.
They would not.
No.
It's just so beautiful, isn't it? Isn't this awesome? This is so fantastic. Yeah, I love this thing. I love this little guy so much. Okay. So we also talked about.
I'm gonna put the card up.
Oh yeah, we're gonna show them your business, because Earth and Loom, and do you?
Guys, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so next we're at Earth and Loom. We are talking to Lady Eleanor of the SCA, Susan Blair outside of the SCA, and we've just been discussing some of her cooking and distilling vessels, and now we're going to get to lighting in the ancient world. So please tell us about these very modern looking and yet very much not ring lights.
This is called a Corona Lucas. The earliest one of these that we have evidence of was excavated back in the late 90s in a Spanish town called Alicante. It was huge. It was about, they said about half a meter across. So we're looking 18 to 20 inches across. It had 32 lights on it.
Wow.
I did make a duplicate of that.
It's so beautiful. I have to hold it. If
I'm
going to buy it, I need to hold it a little while.
It is not with me. We're still trying to figure out how it was done, because I filled it, I lit it, and it was gorgeous for 10 minutes. And then the oil was gone. So somehow or another, the oil would have been supplied continuously. We are working on this. This is an experiment in progress.
So is that only on the large one, or does it also vanish on the small one?
Only on the large one.
large one, right.
This one, I get a good 4 or 5 hours burn time out of, because the ring is hollow and it becomes the oil reservoir.
Right.
So Twitchy Witch wanted to say, pretty plates.
Thank you.
Question about Is this for feast tables or ecclesiastical, or do we know what setting?
This can be set on the table. If you can swing around and see these.
Yep, you can see them hanging there.
Yes. They're also hanging. These were found in late Roman temples and also Jewish synagogues. And the modern day descendant of this is the Corona Lucas that you will see hanging over some of the more elaborate Catholic, the Catholic altars, where you see the brass rings that are the different widths, and they'll have the lights on them. That's a descendant of these.
That makes total sense. I'm Catholic. I recognize these instantly, which is why I thought, honestly, she's very nice, historically inspired. No, historical reproduction. So do we have any evidence of these being used in civilian contexts?
We have some evidence of that. Not a whole lot of these have been excavated.
Right.
So what we see a lot more of in a historical context is actually these guys.
I love this so much. It's so practical.
I do love this.
They're smaller.
This is the one I want.
No more dark visits to the bathroom for me.
I was eyeing the really tiny ones.
Yeah.
Since I have
Say
this here,
hello to my little bathroom.
Exactly.
how tall would the flames be generally on this?
When I burn these, the flames are about this tall.
About an inch.
So maybe inch and a half.
They're very bright.
It does produce a lot of light. I use a mixture of vegetable oil and lamp oil in order to keep the flame going, because vegetable oil won't wick up fast enough, but lamp oil is a little too enthusiastic of a burner, especially in a tent.
Yes. Oh, goodness, yes.
Not scary at all.
Right. A lot of these guys have actually been excavated from the Roman workshops.
Oh, okay.
So traditionally they would have been mold made. Some of them have been found that have been wheel thrown. I wheel throw everything, and then they would have a lot of carved decoration around it. Quite a few of the ones, those carved decorations would be behind a curtain with 18 and over.
Got it.
Then Romans.
Yeah. They're very lusty people.
Yes.
So, is this a cotton wick, and is it what they would have used?
They would have probably used linen or something of that sort as a wick. I'm using a commercial cotton wick.
Yeah, I don't think cotton had yet been imported into Rome at that point. I think it was still in the East. So, or maybe hemp, possibly. I think they had hemp for certain. So maybe a hemp wick
Cotton
might
was
have
in
worked.
Rome.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, they did.
Cotton was in Rome.
They did have, but
Yes.
they weren't. It was still very expensive.
Oh,
Do they get too hot?
So I stand corrected. Cotton apparently had been imported to Rome by that point.
Is there a danger of them burning the table if they're sitting on it?
no.
No. So they burn hot, but
They burn hot, but upwards. They do not, especially since there is still liquid in here to help dissipate the heat. The ring does not get too hot to touch. So we have had some of these back in our encampment, sitting on plastic tables. Okay, we're camping, and it has not caused any problems.
Interesting. And were the originals at any of them terra sigillata, or was
They would have been terra sigillata. Terra sigillata is actually the finish on them. They
Right.
would have been terracotta.
right?
Terra sigillata is a terracotta that has been it's been slaked and it has been levigated, so you have only the very tiniest particles.
Right. Oh, okay.
What that means is they mix it up into a very watery slurry. They let the heavier stuff fall to the bottom, which is the bigger particles, and decant off just what's on top,
Right.
which is the tinier, finer particles.
Right.
That is then painted over the terracotta,
Oh.
and they'll take a stone or something to rub it in and polish it, and that is how they can get the waterproof surface.
I'd always wondered. So terra sigillata, I think it means sealed earth, which
Yes.
makes sense. Sealed dirt.
Yes, and it is actually mechanically sealed.
That is interesting. I always wondered how that wonderful, because it looks polished, right? It's so smooth.
It is polished.
Yeah, it
yes.
is polished.
That's
It
how.
is.
That's
It
how.
is. It looks like that because it is amazing. Yeah. So this is. I really want one of these for my home. Honestly, forget forget electric lighting. I'm done with that. I'm moving back to oil lamps because I think I remember you saying that with the 32 ick one, like that's as bright as day almost.
Oh, it's brilliant. Yes. These two guys, I've had these two lit, and it looks like I've got regular electric lighting in the shop here.
And did I understand correctly that later on this evening you'll be lighting these babies?
I will be lighting these babies later this evening when the sun goes down.
So if you would like to see what these amazing, I'm calling them lampaliers, look like, lit, illuminated, then tune in later because I'm going to come back at nighttime so we can see this amazing effect. Wow.
Twitchy editing. There's a strong transfer of the Roman temple interior furniture being repurposed and remade in traditional material.
It is true. Yep, it is true. Why reinvent the wheel if there's something already there?
Absolutely, the wheel, so to speak.
Exactly. Like, damn it, my stupid punning brain. That was not intentional. I hate you, brain. Why are you like this? Okay, so one of the other things that caught my eye was this style of ceramic that you showed it to me and you said this is agate ware, and all my life I had thought that agate ware was made from agate. But I'm wrong. Tell me how I'm wrong.
The agate ware, if you want to show that up, is very highly figured. The color is actually in the clay body itself, and then as it is thrown, it swirls together. On that particular piece and this one, you can see the patterning. I faceted it in order to show the patterns. This goes back to some of the earliest examples have been excavated in China in the 8th century. And I keep getting hung up as to which dynasty that is. I keep wanting to say Chen, but I don't think
Tang. It's the Tang dynasty.
Tang dynasty. Okay.
I live in Korea. That's why I know that.
Okay.
That's the only reason I know that. Yeah. So this is. I mean, it really looks like a stone. It looks like stone,
yes.
right?
Yes.
And
So people are already asking, can we purchase?
yes.
They
Yes.
want to know if you can buy these things. Yes.
Yes.
Online presence.
I do have Earth and Loom is on Facebook. I do have a Facebook presence, and I have started doing some internet sales through Earth and Loom.
Great. Yeah, so yes, you can buy these amazing things. So the process of making this agate ware, how difficult is it? Because I look at this and I think, oh my God.
That is one of which I'll say you're right.
Yes. Okay, so
There
so
is
can
a
you
lot
explain
of
the process?
there's a lot of swearing involved.
I can feel it radiating from the cup.
I make my own clay bodies, so I will mix up a white porcelain clay, and I will divvy it out into portions, and then I will mix coloring oxides into different portions. You can see from the bottom it's unglazed.
Right.
So that's the well, not raw, but unglazed clay. You can see the different colors.
And so it looks
And
like that
then-
before it's fired, basically.
I
Oh yes,
will-
please come in. Absolutely.
Serve you for a second.
Oh, yes.
Your TikToks are amazing.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Right now.
We're live streaming. No. Nonsense. It's all casual.
You just have to come and listen to it so you can
Thank you. Appreciate it.
But these different colors, then I layer them together, kind of mush them up and very lightly wedge them together. Wedging clay is like kneading bread dough. You are equalizing the texture of it for throwing. However, if you do that, you're mixing the colors, so I cannot equalize the texture. Bit of a challenge sometimes. And then same with centering the lump on the wheel. If I center it, I am again homogenizing the colors.
Right.
So I have to throw this without centering or wedging.
Wow.
It's a lot of swearing
A lot of
involved.
swearing. It adds to the
So-
flavor of the vessel.
It does. I do want to point out real quick, there is also a technique called neurocome, where instead of wedging the colors together and throwing them, I'm layering them. And the reason I'm saying this, we can see here, I have brilliant colors layered together in rainbows.
And so do you like literally lay strips of clay next to each other and then
I
roll
do.
it out like a pie dough? Or?
I do exactly that.
Okay. The baker in me sees a technique.
What I would like to point out for those is these are my One Love Trevor Hart pendants.
Oh.
So these are for the Trevor Project.
I actually don't know what the Trevor Project is.
The Trevor Project is an outreach, it's an internet outreach for LGBTQ youth at risk.
Oh, goodness.
So,
That's the Trevor
and
Project.
after the
See,
previous
I'm so out of touch.
election, they saw a 700% increase in calls from desperate, terrified LGBTQ
Well,
kids.
that is very important. See,
So-
It's named after Trevor, who committed suicide. Am I
Yes.
correct?
I've been buried in the 15th century, so I'm completely out of touch these days. That's a fantastic cause.
Where apparently in the 15th century, the attitude towards LGBTQ was a lot more open.
It was a lot more tolerant. It was different.
lot
It was
more
different. They
tolerant,
just
yes.
it was very different.
Yes.
So
And your motto should be strong of word and strong of arm.
in Latin.
In Latin, of course.
And this is
So-
a Pennsic.
Yeah, we're at Pennsic, everyone who's wondering. So the shapes of these, what inspired the shapes on these?
Sake cups, or sake bottles.
I would totally drink sake out of this. Absolutely 1,000,000%. Yeah.
So this is just the generic bottle form that we see all throughout history. And in this is again just generic, I guess, chalice form. We see it all throughout history. Standard goblet shape.
You do, and in fact, in Spain, they have one of the Holy Grails. One of the Holy Grails. I don't know if it's in Salamanca. One of the monasteries there, and it is actually agate. So it's actually an ancient Roman agate cup bowl that's been mounted on a medieval chalice base. So this actually sort of imitates that in certain ways. That's why I thought that agate ware was really agate stone. Oh my goodness, yeah. So these are absolutely gorgeous, and I think you had a customer who actually commissioned your martini cup version of this.
Yes.
So yeah, if you would like a complete set of these, that can definitely be had. Oh, the martini cups, yes.
The martini
Now
cups.
I was admiring the ridge piece where she has folded it. I'm guessing.
So yeah, so we are now in the territory of historical techniques applied to modern concepts or general shapes that have existed throughout history. Just to be clear, but this is super cool. Tell me about this.
Well,
This has some medieval sustainability about it, which I love.
Well, when I'm carving pieces off of the bottles or carving slices off of my faceted pieces, I then end up with a pile of highly decorated chunks. So I lined them up and I rolled them into a slab, rolled it into a cone, and mounted that on small goblets. Can you grab me one of the red ones? This one is a lot better demonstration of the different color patterns. This is a technique called narukome. And again, that goes back to the 8th century in China, though the martini glass style might not.
Yes, that's right.
And I can also attest that this martinis taste great out of this.
I 100% believe that anything
Thank you.
tastes better out of a pretty vessel.
Yes.
So very cool. So how long would it take you to make just one of this little part right here?
This little part of here, technically about maybe 90 seconds.
Wow.
It's 32 years to learn how to do it in 90
It
seconds.
takes me like an hour to make a blob.
It would take me 32 seconds to make a blob. That's what I could do.
It's
Wow.
the 32 years to
Right.
learn how to do
And
it
that's
that way.
Exactly. And that's what my dearest community, this is what we have to remember about artisanal handmade items. There are tens of thousands of hours that go into
Yes.
achieving the level of expertise and skill
Yes.
in order to make something like this. So you're not paying just for the time, the 32 seconds, as you say.
You're paying for the training.
You're paying for the training,
Yes.
right? So please remember that. Please consider buying fewer items, but higher quality, handmade, locally crafted, rather than loading your homes up with tchotchke made by poor slave labor in other countries.
And if I may also,
Yes, please.
any of you out there who are learning pottery or any other craft or skill, stick with it.
Yeah.
Because if you're perfect right from the start, you haven't learned anything.
Exactly right.
You have to make mistakes to learn. You have to struggle in order to really appreciate what you gain. Keep with it. It's taken me 32 years and I still hose up. I still occasionally get pissed off, grab a blob of clay off of the wheel, throw it out the window, and then realize I parked my brand new car right in front of it.
Yeah.
It happens. Keep pushing. Always keep pushing, and you'll make it. You'll do it.
Yeah. As we say, embrace the imperfections.
So we need
Absolutely.
to step back a moment back
Okay.
to the Trevor no, not you stepping
Okay.
back. Us stepping back.
Okay.
Let's go over you make the necklaces yourself.
I make these necklaces, yes.
I think it's the black string one that comes off.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
She makes you say this.
Yeah, so she makes these amazing little hearts. This is for the Trevor Project, and this is to get the word out there to the youth in the LGBT community that if you're feeling lonely and isolated and scared, that there is a community there to help you. Don't consider the extreme, consider reaching out, and there's a hotline.
Absolutely.
Is there?
I don't have the number with me.
That's
I
okay.
had
No,
the
there
cards,
there
I
is
lost
there
it.
is
Look it up
there is a
It's
hotline.
online.
There is a
Yes.
hotline. Look up the Trevor Project.
They also have a chat line on the internet if you're uncomfortable speaking on the phone with someone.
So for the modern community that is definitely more afraid to talk. Yeah.
I need to buy that in bulk.
Yes.
So
You might be getting some bulk orders. So.
They
And
are
this is
fun
this
to
is
make.
this is the necrome. What was the technique?
Neurocome.
Neurocome technique, which is from Tang Dynasty China. So
Yes.
yeah. So another ancient.
Beautiful and
Are we still live?
heartwarming conclusion.
Oh, we're up.
Say we'll come back
Yes.
in a moment. Did you bring your phone?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I did. Okay.
We'll switch
Yes.
devices.
Okay, everyone.
Okay.
Stay tuned. We're going to change to a different tablet because this one is apparently weak and needs replenishment. 1 minute to change. Until 1 minute, everyone.
Did you want to move on to?
Yeah,
the
it's
other-
probably good, but I want to like not just a cut. Bye. We'll wrap up with you. Remind everyone that they can get these wonderful items online. Hey, you did brilliantly. Wasn't she brilliant? Yes.
You're still live because I can't.
Yes, it is. It's going to